and cooperation programs between the two sides. The Foreign Ministry said that the Egyptian ambassador and Admiral Bauer also discussed the repercussions of the Ukrainian crisis on the global economy and the global food crisis. The two sides also touched on the topic of shared interests such as combating terrorism, with Abdelati reviewing Cairo's efforts in this matter.
And to shed more light on the issue, we are very much delighted to be joined over the phone by General Hamdy Bekheet, our strategic expert. Good afternoon to General Bekheet.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Sir, the NATO said that Egypt plays an important role in maintaining the stability in both the Middle East and Africa. How do you read this statement?
It's a statement given by General Bohr, the Chief of Military Committee in the NATO, is expressing a lot for the region and for the whole world, according to the environment the world is living nowadays. Nowadays, the world is living an era of new structure of areas of influence and extension of maintaining power from east and west and south and north. But according to this statement, we can give a stress or a kind of highlight on the Middle East. Egypt is considered one of the main countries in the Middle East that could play a big role and could be considered one of the pillars of maintaining stability in the area. According to many issues or many elements, one of them, the military capability of Egypt. Number two, the role that Egypt is playing in Africa and the Middle East, and especially in the Arab world. And we can add to this another area of influence which considered as the Mediterranean, especially South the Mediterranean. Yeah. We cannot forget the area of the basin of the Red Sea. So Egypt with its considered one of the main positions in the area that has many theaters and controlling many theaters in that. Theater of Africa, the theater of the Mediterranean, the theater of the Red Sea, the theater of the Middle East. So this country is a key country. So the NATO is expressing this importance of Egypt according to this statement.
Yes. General Bekheet, how would you describe Egypt's weight in the stability of the Middle East region and Africa?
As I told you, Egypt is considered one of the main countries that maintaining a good military power in all the specialists, and we can say that Egypt have the capability to reach all the theater of war around the Egyptian country. We can reach area of operation in the Gulf and Western Africa and the northern part of Africa, south the basin of the Mediterranean. So this capability, which is exchanges a lot of experience with many African countries and affording training for all the neighborhood and brotherhood countries. So it's a very important role that Egypt is playing.
Indeed. General Bekheet, how do you weigh Cairo's latest policies with regards to the security and stability of the African continent?
I would here highlight the importance of the Egyptian role according to its experience in fighting terrorism, its experience in the conventional wars, especially October War, its experience of training capability and infrastructure, military training capability, and we can reach this joint training with many countries, and those are advanced capabilities or military capabilities, like the joint training with France and Britain and
Yeah.
the United States. We have many activities of joint training with many military powers in Africa and in Europe and in Asia. So Egypt has its capability of
Indeed.
ensuring the stability of the area, and especially in the Middle East.
Yes. What common threats face the Middle East and Africa at the moment, General Bekheet?
I would say that the main threat now is fighting terrorism.
Yeah.
At the same time, there are many kinds of threats that comes up from time to time. We have unstable areas in south, the basin of the Red Sea, as we are watching in Yemen and the African Horn. At the same time, we can watch what's happening in North Africa, especially the case of non-stability in Libya and Tunisia. So we have a great responsibility to face these threats and maintain stability in these areas. And add to that what's happening in Ethiopia and Sudan. So we have a lot of responsibility to give a kind of cooperation with the military powers all over the world to maintain stability in these areas.
Yes. General Bekheet, how would you list actually the repercussion of the Ukrainian war on the stability of the African continent as well?
I would say that we have a responsibility to maintain stability with the African continent.
Yes.
That Egypt could play a great role in the joint training, in evaluating the cooperation, the military cooperation, by training the leaders and the military elements in Egypt in joint training or in the institutes of the military, the Minister of Defense. At the same time, we can exchange experience in conferences, and don't forget that we have Sahel and Sahara military command here in Egypt.
Yes.
That will give us a chance to coordinate a lot of cooperation in fighting terrorism, especially in North Africa and the part of South Sahara, and especially in the basin of Chad. The basin of Chad is considered one of the main strategic areas that the terrorism is spreading over the country, the continent, from it to Nigeria, where many gangs are there, and especially in North Chad. I would appreciate this cooperation if we could evaluate it in the right way to get over all the terrorism activities in this map.
Yes. General Bekheet, how the issue of the food security now, a major concern worldwide, impact the stability of Africa as well?
I think stability all over the world would be reflected on Africa, and at the same time it would be on the same title. Is the stability in Africa is considered a main issue for achieving this military stability all over the world.
Indeed.
Africa is a virgin continent, has a lot of consequences, and at the same time Africa is considered one of the main continent that promising a great threat to international stability. So
Indeed.
if we could control all the sequences and crises in Africa, we are achieving a lot to maintain stability all over the world.
Indeed. General Hamdy Bekheet, our strategic expert, always a pleasure to listen to your precious input, sir. Have a lovely day. And moving on, where the UN said that the leader of